And here we go. Welcome back to day number 60 of the Dusty Classic. We're starting things off here with the Mexasquad, Bandito and Flamita. Bandito, the guy with the white mask. Flamita with the guy with the pink mask. Up against the Killer Elite Squad, we've got Davey Boy Smith Jr. in the red, white and blue attire. And Lance Archer in the red and black. At the moment, the speed and agility of Mexasquad is getting them this strong start. Also in this episode, then we'll have LIJ versus Blade Runners. LIJ being the team of Naito and Hiromu Takahashi. Blade Runners being Sting and the Ultimate Warrior. And that'll be the last two people to go into the quarterfinals. This is our last fourth round episode we've got now. So yeah, one of these two teams will go into the quarterfinals and face off against, No Limit or the Blade Runners. Already in the semi-finals, already in the quarterfinals, we've got the Breezango versus the Wild Samoans, FTR versus the Rock and Roll Express, and Gorillas of Destiny versus the Funks. It's going to be pretty interesting to see who does come out at the end with these tag team championships. I don't know where I'm... Well, there is one team I'm leaning... Well, there's a couple of teams I'm leaning towards, actually. 3 teams. Maybe. Which means none of them are going to win. That's generally what happens in my my line of work. Whenever I want something to happen, it refuses to happen. Nice takedown there by Flamita, dropping the knees right across the gut of Lance Archer. Now Flamita heading up to the top in the big Phoenix Splash, hooking the leg for the pin. It's only a 2 count as Davey Boy Smith Jr. with a big running power slam on the outside. Again, Flamita heading up to the top. This time going for a frog splash. He was feeling froggy, but the knees were up by Lance Archer, who just throttles Flamita. And another running power slam on the outside by Davey Boy Smith Jr. on Bandito. And the strength advantage of the Killer Elite Squad is definitely coming into control here. Of course, the Killer Elite Squad are part of Suzuki Gun, along with Minoru Suzuki, El Desperado, Zack Sabre Jr. So it's a pretty strong group. Up on top, oh, big double foot stomp by Bandito, or Flamita, so I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And there's the pin attempt, it's only a 2 count. I forgot to talk there for a second, I've been doing that all day. Bandito now, big elbow in the back of the arm of Davey Boy Smith Jr. Davey trying to take him up onto the shoulders, looking for that power slam again, but Bandito fighting back with a boot in the face, but still, Davey Boy does not drop. He always seems to be on his feet, showcasing his strength as he goes in with a snap suplex on Bandito. And now, this is interesting. Okay. So Davey Boy heading up to the top. And we're going to see him fly down with a big clothesline onto Bandito. And there we go. Davey Boy Smith really changing his offense to go after his opponents. That big double-handed choke slam there by Archer. But Flamita back up. Davey Boy Smith now, lovely. Oh, hang on a minute. He's got him in the pin here as well. The bridge, it wasn't enough. Bandito re-enters the ring. Davey Boy Smith Jr. once again taking him up into a big pile driver. Archer now slamming Bandito into the mat. And the Killer Elite Squad definitely in control of this match at this point in time. Archer is stalking Flamita, takes him up into a choke slam. Bandito though catching Archer. Archer turns it around. Big boot on Bandito. Flamita fights his way back up to his feet though. As Lance Archer just clotheslines the referee in the back of the head, as you do. Archer now sending Flamita into the corner. Is he thinking, oh, I think he might have been considering a blackout there, but Flamita was able to catch him, and the problem was Davey Boy Smith Jr. was also there and took Flamita and then throws him to the outside. Maybe not the wisest thing. Yeah, maybe not the wisest thing to do. I mean, pinfall and submission only takes place inside the ring, so... We'll see how it all goes. Of course, all these matches, no disqualifications, no countouts, but pinfalls and submission only take place inside the ring. Clubbing blows there by Bandido on Arch, and all of a sudden the Mexasquad have turned this one around. Whether they have the better stamina in this one, maybe? Maybe the longer this match goes, the more it's going to advantage the Mexasquad. Although people like Davey Boy Smith Jr. are very, very well conditioned. Oh, big dropkick in the face there by Bandido as Flamita now. Butterfly into the knees. Wow. On Lance Archer, that's incredible strength from Flamita, to be honest. As Davey now twisting the arm of Bandido, who catches him with a forearm. Into the Hurricanrana. Bandido now stamping on the back of the leg of Davey Boy Smith Jr. Davey now with the elbow right in the knee of Bandido and into a takedown. Bandido into the crucifix bomb on the outside. But of course, remember, nothing can happen outside the ring here. It has to take place inside the ring. But we've got two fantastic tag teams here who have gone through already 3 opponents to get this far. They're both very, very capable of winning this match, and we're really showing that with this back and forth. Archer, though, has Flamita looking for a chokeslam, but Flamita reversed it into a Spanish fly. Well, a flatliner, actually, not a Spanish fly, but... Don't send him outside the ring again, Flamita, for God's sake. Yep, Flamita DDTs Archer head first on the apron. Pops up now, and Flamita spinning in with the head scissor takedown. Davey Boy Smith Jr. dragging Bandido along. Takes him up into a gut wrench suplex. Davey now sending Bandido back into the ring. Will this be the opportunity? I cannot believe what I've just seen Flamita do on the outside the ring there. I cannot believe. I've just seen him hit Roderick Strong's suplex backbreaker. It was insane. Davey now brings Bandido back up to a standing base. Up on the shoulder, looking for that running power slam. He hits it. I don't know why he got so close to the ropes, to be honest, but hooks the leg. 1, 2, and see Archer just grabbing the hold of the leg of Flamita and stopping him from getting there, but Bandido was able to kick out on the 2 count anyway. Davey now pings Bandido back into the middle of the ring. Back up to a standing base. And now Davey taking up Bandido into the sit-out powerbomb. Flamita dominating Archer on the outside there, but again, a pin by Davey, but Flamita's there to break it up. Big elbow in the face there by Davey Boy Smith on Flamita, and now Davey with a big forearm taking Flamita down. There's a pin. Will that be enough? 1, 2. No, only a 2 count. Archer, big elbow in the back of the head. And Flamita now spins around and around and around and around and around. Finally taking down Archer. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. They've got it. Wow, the Mexasquad eliminate the Killer Elite Squad. I wasn't expecting that. I thought Killer Elite Squad were going to have this, to be honest, but Mexasquad does incredibly well. And there we go. Victory for the Mexasquad. The Killer Elite Squad are eliminated. And we're about to see who the Mexasquad will face in the quarter-finals, be it Naito and Takahashi, or the Blade Runner, Sting and the Ultimate Warrior. This was a big match. This match lasted longer than some of the episodes we've had put together. But that's a huge win for these two guys. Of course, we're both probably involved in our Cruiserweight Classic as well to crown our first Cruiserweight champion, but who knows, they could be our first tag team champions. Let's push on. And here we go then, the final match of round number 4. LIJ, which I accidentally started up as No Limit until someone pointed out that I had the wrong Takahashi. And we have got the Blade Runners, Sting and the Ultimate Warrior. Two very strong tag teams. Of course, the winners of this one do get Mexasquad in the quarterfinals. I think on paper, maybe the Blade Runners will be the strongest team. Well, I don't know. It's tricky. The Blade Runners are, on paper, the strongest two individuals we have probably left in the competition. Doesn't necessarily mean they're the best team. Sting now. So Sting's inside the ring with Hiromu Takahashi. On the outside, we've got the Ultimate Warrior and Tetsuya Naito. But it could be the same to be said here, to be honest. It could be the same with Naito and Takahashi. Not necessarily... I mean, they are a group. They have been a stable for a very long time, but not necessarily tagging together. Normally that's been Evil and Sanada, or now Sanada and Shingo Takagi. So I don't know how good their sort of in-ring chemistry is going to be between the two of them as a team, that is. Sting now rolling Takahashi over and wrenching back at the knee before wrenching it back again. And Sting now turning Takahashi over into the tombstone pile driver. We could be seeing the end of this match already here. Sting dominating Takahashi in the middle, but Naito having a good job over Warrior on the outside as well. But Warrior catching Naito in the gut as Sting does finish off Takahashi, and the Blade Runners are your your 8th and final team into the quarterfinals of the Dusty Classic. There we go. There we freaking go. The Dusty Classic. The 8th and final team are now in. So we're going to have Breezango versus the Wild Samoans, FTR versus the Rock and Roll Express, Guerrillas of Destiny versus the Funks, and the Mexasquad versus the Blade Runners. And of course the semi-finals there pretty well lined out as well. The winner of Breezango and the Wild Samoans takes on the winner of FTR and the Rock and Roll Express. And the winner of Guerrillas of Destiny and the Funks take on the winners of a Mexasquad and the Blade Runners. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed. This is the last extra episode we'll have for a bit. We're now going to go into tomorrow where we'll start the actual proper pay-per-views. Also today we're going to have a new show on SWE. It's just going to be called SWE Fresh Meat. And essentially we're going to give debuts to some new people that have not yet wrestled. So make sure you check that one out as well in a few hours' time. Good night, God bless, Auf Wiedersehen, all the other good stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.